Psalm 23, The Lord is my shepherd, is the lectionary psalm for this coming Sunday, March the 22nd, 2020. It's one of the best known and best loved psalms, and I can hardly think of a better one for us to reflect on during our current difficulties. The psalm gives us two different images for God. In the first part of the psalm, there's God as a shepherd. Now, this shepherd looks after his flock in good times and also in bad, when the grass is green and when the valley is dark, when running water is at hand, and when the land is barren and wild animals threaten. This is a God who offers rest and protection, a God of generosity and strength. The second image of God that the psalm gives us is of God as a kind of host at a table. Just like in the first half of the psalm, this God takes care of people in times of trouble. You prepare a table before me, the psalmist says, in presence of my enemies. So it isn't the case that when things are good, God is looking after us, and when things are bad, God is not. God always provides for us, whether it's running water or a cup that runs over. I do think, though, that we're more likely to be in the mood to eat the spiritual food that God provides when we're in green pastures than when we're surrounded by our enemies. It can be easier to notice God's goodness when things are good. When we're isolated or fearful or threatened, we lose our appetite. So here's the good news. The spiritual food that God provides doesn't perish. It doesn't have a sell-by date. It won't rot or go off. It is here for us always, even when we don't feel like eating. If you are struggling to taste and see God's goodness right now, God knows it. And God will carry on calling you to come, sit down and eat for as long as it takes. If you are in isolation at the moment, if you feel surrounded and threatened by the outbreak of COVID-19, let us know so that we can pray for you and offer practical help if we can. And if you are volunteering to help people in your community, if you're delivering medicines or food parcels, or if you're phoning people to let them know that they are not alone, that they're not forgotten, then you are spreading the food out on God's table, and may goodness and mercy follow you all the days of your life.